Christmas will never be the same again. New Year's Eve will never be the same again. All the anniversaries, but every single day it's really hard not having it in our lives.
Losing a child is something no mother should ever have to face. Sadly, for Claire from Callington, this was the heartbreaking reality when her beloved daughter Chloe died in January 2018, aged just 22. This is Chloe's story.
She was an amazing person, a very, very strong lady, strong from day one. She always just did her thing. She was funny, cheeky, and she was very, very kind and caring and loving. When she was younger, she did things from horse riding to ballet, football. She worked for Tesco's in Callington, who proved their weight in gold. They were absolutely amazing. The love of her life was her boyfriend Ryan, and she had great plans with him, and sadly we won't see that. Chloe found out that she had a lump. We got a scene very, very quickly, which is the norm for anybody that's going through that kind of treatment. But a girl of 22, they were shocked by what was sort of happening before them. So it became apparent in October 2016 that she had breast cancer, which, as you can imagine, rocked our worlds. Sadly, in November she became unwell, and then December we realised things were really very, very poor, very, very bad, and we had to make the decision that where she had to go. So my last journey with my daughter was to St Luke's from Derriford in the back of an ambulance, which was a hard journey because she was very poorly. When we arrived at St Luke's, the preconception that it's very clinical and it's hospital-like is very, very the opposite. We were all treated with utmost respect. The level of care from night porters to the cleaning staff to the senior consultants, doctors, everybody was the same. Everybody respected each other, and that was very, very obvious from day one. And when we arrived at St Luke's on the 29th, Chloe just felt very, very comfortable there, for which we're very grateful. By the time New Year's Eve came, she had started to rally, and family and friends had arranged for a firework celebration outside, and then we watched the fireworks across the water at the Barbican. But St Luke's helped put on this sort of mini New Year's Eve party where they had pizza and pop, and just, she had a little tiny sip of Prosecco. She said, "I'm just going to have a little sip, Mum." And we just had this amazing evening together, followed by fireworks at midnight, which was very, very special. I've got the utmost respect for, her friends. They realised that just how precious life is, and they were all young children, and I call them children because when you're in a situation like that, you realise just how vulnerable you are, and I think it makes adults even appreciate their own lives. And yes, being at Christmas time was horrendous, and Christmas will never be the same again. New Year's Eve will never be the same again. All the anniversaries, but every single day it's really hard not having it in our lives. Ryan, her boyfriend, he stayed every single night. St Luke's very kindly gave him a hospital bed because they weren't full at that particular time. So, which was amazing because it meant that Chloe and Ryan were able to look across at each other, have a conversation on the same level. So one of Chloe's wishes was to have a double bed. And the double bed, eventually, as we know, it transpired that we actually ended up raising enough money to buy this double bed for St Luke's, which is now called the Cuddle Bed. And it means that families and friends can lay on the bed with a poorly patient, and they can just enjoy some quality time, because when you're poorly, sometimes you just want somebody to be there so you can hold them. and I never forget the words that she said to me. She got out of the bath one night, bearing in mind she'd been very, very poorly, and she was still having a bath, which was just amazing for her. The pain sort of eased when she was in the bath. And she got out and she said, "Mum, I feel like a princess." So to be a princess in a hospice is quite special, and that is something I would say is a massive tribute to St Luke's. She would have made a fantastic primary school teacher, an amazing wife, and eventually one day she might have been a mother, and hopefully she would have been, but sadly I won't see that, but she would have been an amazing person, whatever she was doing. I feel like I'm on the outside of the fence now, looking in, and when you're on the outside of the fence looking in, I can see how many people now just waste their lives. Do not waste your life. Do not waste your life on the stupid things in life, because it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't. I know people want, but actually if you've got a roof over your head and food on the table and great family and friends and you're healthy, as I said, your health is your wealth. I'll never understand the reason why it had to happen to her. I'll never ever get my head around that one. But having said that, she's left this massive legacy to so many people. They didn't know her, but she's left this amazing legacy behind, which as a mum is, even though she's not here, is amazing. So I'm just so touched by the level of generosity and the way people come to me and say, "We'd like to do this to help." And I think that's a massive tribute to Chloe as the person that she was, and she was loved by everybody. Everybody just loved her. You know, she was just an amazing girl who should be here.
St Luke's made sure Chloe felt like a princess during her last days. We were there alongside Claire and Chloe's other loved ones throughout too. Please help our vital work continue in your community. Donate today